right. We hear the news. We hear it. We hear it. Shout out to Jori on this information about Dante Fowler. You know, after the Cowboys lost and that whole fiasco with Randy Gregory, I'm quite sure that they hit them by surprise. The Cowboys didn't know that Randy Gregory would do them like this, and that's just how it goes. But neither here nor there. She reported that Stephen Jones felt strongly about Dante Fowler due to Dan Quinn. And Dan Quinn, in his thoughts of Dante Fowler, we know it goes all the way back when he was recruited in college. So this goes a long way. Now, I'm not trying to put the lipstick on the pig, and I hope you guys are not buying into that as well. Everyone have a reason, and results are what matter. There are some highlights that you can look at as it relates to Dante Fowler, the 11 sacks that he had in LA Rams, I think 2019. I think he had a season with 8 sacks before. So if we can get to that middle ground, it can be part of the answer, is what they're saying basically. Is with Fowler can be part of the answer if we can get Dante Fowler to play at a higher level than what we all seen. Now, granted, we've seen this before when you go to a new team, new avenues, new ways and everything. But before you guys hate the whole talk track of this, just keep in mind, sometimes players, when they get their new footing in a new area and new situations as it relates to coaching, a whole lot of things can change. And that's my thoughts on it. And when I looked at his film, he showed some flashes, some promises. And granted, remember, they said part. Hear me out. They said part of the solution or part of the answer would be Dante Fowler. I think that they still should go look into the draft, and I believe that the Cowboys missed out tremendously on some of the free agent guys that they could have at least brought in for a cup of coffee. Now, Jadeveon Clowney is still out there. Jadeveon Clowney, you know, you can go with that. Or you can just sit back and just wait for this draft. Here's another thing that I want to say to you guys, y'all beautiful people that's watching. The Dallas Cowboys, regardless of this situation, our defense will be better than what we were during the pandemic year, right? So we would never have that historically bad defense with Dan Quinn. Keep that in mind. You still have Parsons. Hey, for what it's worth, you still have DeMarcus Lawrence. If he can remain healthy. We saw the aspect of Osa and Neville Gallimore. Hey, those boys showed up and did some things, you see? And we're going to add some pieces. This is the thing. We just don't do it the Cowboys way that we think they should do it, right? They do it the Jones family way. Whereas we would look at it like, man, come on, Cowboy Nation. Come on, Jerry Jones and John Stephen Jones. Build around Parsons. Let's build around Diggs as well. Let's focus in on bringing some more talent to help those boys out. But they don't work that way. They don't operate that way. They got their own mindset to it, and it goes all the way back to, hey, some of the free agent pieces that they can bring in to help out this team could clearly help out. But they looking at it like they're going to bring those guys in after the draft. So that's just how that goes, and the Cowboys got to get locked in and focus in. Far as the Bobby Wagner's contract of what he's looking for is $11 million. So we will be looking. I think he's looking for $11 million per. Now, that's a big jump down from 16 was what he used to getting paid, right? So he's looking for $11 million per year. We're about to pay Dalton Schultz that $11 million. So I'm going to ask you guys, would you rather have – it's crazy because if Schultz play on this one-year contract, it goes just like this. Would you rather have Dalton Schultz for 1 year or Bobby Wagner for 1 year? And the Cowboys got to figure out Dalton Schultz for a long-term contract. And I'm quite sure that the Cowboys could have inked him in with a situation as far as Bobby Wagner. You can figure something out, but That's a story of a different day. He's long in the tooth anyway, right? So after the draft, that price tag goes down for Bobby Wagner, right? He can't demand and declare, hey, I want $11 million, because after the draft, your price goes down because you got more and more younger talent out there, and expectations and optimism is very high at that point, because people are going to look at it like, nah, this dude is the next Bobby Wagner. Why pay for this guy? And it depends on who falls to the Cowboys too. We can go get a dynamic linebacker and be like, man, what's the point? But if that guy don't fit, the draft is at the end of next month, then we can go pick up the phone and say, hey, Bobby, you said 11, we'll give you 6 right now, and that's how they can work that out. But on the front end, would you rather have Bobby Wagner or Dalton Schultz? And also, with Dalton Schultz, do you want to continue to play? Well, you got to play him on his franchise tag now, or you can work out a long-term contract by June the 15th-ish. I believe that's the time frame, because you can't rescind it now since he signed that actual franchise tag. So we'll find out, Cowboy Nation. Post me your thoughts. Post me your concerns down below. Hey, this is the off season. This is how we roll, baby. This is how we roll. DC for life. Salute.